everybody! So I'm really excited to show you this video, and I've noticed that on YouTube there's a lot of movie reviewers that show off their Blu-ray collection, and my collection isn't that big. It's been growing over the last year. I did a Blu-ray collection when it was the first video that I did with sort of the heightened, trying to do a little bit better on my videos and make them a little more professional. I did a Blu-ray collection. I think at the time I had about 25, and I probably tripled that. So I do have a lot more than I used to, but still not that many compared to some of these people. But I thought would be more fun than a series where I show you the different Blu-rays that I have for a different letter in the alphabet. And that would be a little bit more pleasant to watch. And so today we're doing A, and I have 5 A Blu-rays. The first is Airplane. This is Airplane 1 and Airplane 2. And you know what? I've actually never watched Airplane 2. I just have it here on the Blu-ray combo pack. And I love Airplane. I think it's really funny. It's a type of humor that has basically died. Characters were actually telling jokes. They weren't just setting up like, look, this looks like whatever is the popular movie of the day. It was actually a joke. And so Airplane's hilarious. So then the next one I have is Alice in Wonderland. And this is a Disney Blu-ray. And it is one of their masterpieces, I think. It's just great. The key to liking Alice in Wonderland is understanding that it is a non-linear story, meaning there's not a whole lot of plot. So don't go into expecting there's going to be a climax and a plot like a traditional movie. This is basically just Alice getting introduced to a bunch of crazy characters. And that's it. That's the story. But they're so fun. They clip along so well. The music is so good. The artistry is so good that it's just really wonderful. I love it. It was in my countdown. This got number 11, I believe. So I think it's wonderful. I'll put the link down to my longer review so you can see a little bit more detail about why I think it's a really entertaining movie. But it has to be approached from that angle of a non-linear story that's just a bunch of introductions. And that's what was such a huge mistake in the 2011 Tim Burton version. First of all, they made it incredibly ugly, and they made it epic. They tried to make sense of it. They tried to tell a story, and that's not what Alice in Wonderland's about. They include this whole prophecy and everything, and Alice into a warrior, and I'm so sick of that, the warrior cliche, and I just hate the 2011 one. I think it sucks. But this I love. It's bright, it's vibrant, and it sticks with the spirit of the original stories. Argo! And this is such an entertaining movie. If you want a movie that just clips along, you don't know what's going to happen, the performances are all really good. I mean, they take you right up to that moment where you're like, and even though you can look up, you know the history of what really happened, like it still takes you right up to that edge of, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? So it's really entertaining, very well acted, and I just think it's a great movie. It does have some language, so if you're worried about that kind of thing, this would probably get a C in my content grade, and the Airplane would probably get a C as well, but for adults I think it's fine. Next one I have was probably one of my more controversial reviews on my Disney Canon blog. I'll put a link down below for that as well, but it is Atlantis, The Lost Empire, and this is a movie that I really responded to. I thought it was really fun. It kind of has a feel of like The Goonies or Indiana Jones, or that kind of B movie where they're getting clues and they're hunting down the treasure, and I really thought it was cool that they were creating this whole new world. There was a whole new language and a whole new alphabet and a whole new like cultural and history and everything. I think it's really beautiful. I like the steampunk elements. I thought it kept it moving, and I just really enjoyed it. It's not perfect, but I really thought it was fun. And so if you haven't seen it, it's got kind of this, I called it the Steampunk Avengers. This crew that you don't normally see in a Disney movie. There's different races, there's women, there's tough women, there's sassy women, just all different types, and I think it's just a really entertaining movie. And so if you haven't seen it, or if you haven't seen it in a long time, give it a shot. I think you'd find it, I don't think you'll be bored, but a lot of people disagree with me on this one, but it's just my opinion and what I like. So I'll put the link down to the review below, and you can see a little bit more detail about why I enjoyed it. Then my last A is The Avengers. I'm not, in general, a comic book movie person. I just don't get into the stories. They're usually too special effects laden, and I definitely am not a fan of sort of this like ponderous, melodramatic, sad, pondering superhero that comes in, that Christopher Nolan has brought. I am not a fan of that, and I find that very tiresome. And what I like about The Avengers is that it's still fun. It's not as silly as, say, the superhero movies of the 90s, which were too silly. You know, you had your Batman and Robin and some of the other really ridiculous movies, but they're not so serious like Man of Steel, which was just violent and morose, and I just hated Man of Steel. But I thought that Avengers was really fun. I enjoyed the teamwork. I enjoyed the writing. I thought was really solid. For a long time, the X-Men were my favorite, but I think that the Avengers is now my favorite superhero movie. And I just think it's really well paced and really exciting. I really like Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. Robert Downey Jr. is, of course, really good. And with good special effects and good music. So I like the Avengers. So let me know what you guys think of these 5. Be curious. What is your opinion? I have one comedy with Airplane, one animated classic with Alice in Wonderland, one suspenseful movie, action kind of suspense, well, not action, but one suspenseful movie with Argo. And then I have, I think, an underrated action cartoon called Atlantis, and I have Avengers, a comic book movie. So good variety there. I like to have a good variety in my home library. And so let me know what you think, and if you like any of these movies, if you've seen them before. So thanks.